Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So today is Makeup and Celebrity Sunday, and so I'm gonna show you how to get this look, and kind of the topic we're focusing on today is actors and actresses that were the second choice for some iconic movie roles. Actually, all of these movie roles, they were all Oscar nominated or Academy Award nominated or winning movies. So these were some really, all of these movies are very, very well loved, were very well received, and the actors and actresses playing them became iconic in that role, and they were not the first choice. And so I love this. This is one of those topics that I can do over and over again because this happens all the time. So yeah, we're gonna get this makeup look, use some super inexpensive makeup, and just chat about some iconic actors and actresses in huge movie roles that were really not intended for them. So first of all, if you are new to my channel, I do a Makeup and Celebrity Sunday video. Not usually every single Sunday, but I try for every other Sunday. This has been a really fun series. And I also do a lot of Dollar Tree oriented makeup and haul content. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you're returning, thank you so much for joining me for another Makeup and Celebrity Sunday video. I will have a timestamp down below if you just want to go ahead and skip and get right into the video. But for some of my Dollar Divas that have been with me for a while, by the time this video goes up, I will have missed 2 uploads in the last week. And there is a reason for it. And like I said, of course, if you're new or uninterested in hearing this, you can skip ahead and get into the video with that timestamp. But for those of you that have been with me for a while, you know that I have suffered from some voice issues, and this year I happen to be singing and working a lot, and so I've had to really kind of conserve my voice for work, but I've also been trying to also maintain my 3 upload a week schedule to the best of my ability and kind of juggle it all. And when my voice is good, it's very easy to do. When it's not, I can't really batch videos. I have to do one at a time more often, or sometimes if my voice is really bad and I don't have a video up, I've had to skip. And this week has been particularly bad, and I was diagnosed on Monday with vocal nodules, which is not the greatest thing for a singer or anybody that uses their voice to hear. But it is also not as bad as a lot of people think. And I just so happened to have had a very tired voice this week, and I started off the week very tired, which I normally don't. So I've had to really kind of conserve my voice to get through my 6-day work week, which usually the first half of the week for me is great. The second half I start to get a little tired. So with all that said, I will be going into a vocal therapy program. I've already started treating some reflux issues that probably are the main cause of all of this, but they've gotten bad enough to where it's still gonna take me some time to heal. So I am still gonna, of course, try to maintain my schedule to the best of my ability while also working and also healing. So that is why I've been a little bit MIA this week, and so I do apologize. Know that I'm trying my best. It's not a death sentence. I can still sing and talk and live my life. I just have to do what I need to do to heal. So luckily, it does not require surgery. They do not really do that anymore, which is really kind of great. I really didn't want to do something like that. So it will require me to go into vocal therapy and just make some lifestyle choices to try to heal. And actually the prognosis is very, very, very good. Like I said, I can still sing. There's just there's just some things that I can't do that I've been able to do in the past that I can't do, and they're very little things. And of course, I just get a little bit fatigued and all that kind of stuff. So I am gonna be on the path to healing. And in the meantime, like I said, I'm still gonna be working and living and making videos to the best of my capability at all times. So I did just want to get that out of the way because I know I've been just missing this week. So anyone that is interested, I did want to let you all know that. So without any more chit chat, because I shouldn't be chit chatting too much, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I've already done my eyebrows. You've seen me do that a million times. And I use the LA Colors. I think this is like a brow gel or brow cream. This is in soft brown. And to clean them up, I use the AOA Studio Liquid Concealer. This is in Buff. So I have a couple LA Colors palettes that I'm gonna try to work with today. I'm thinking of kind of doing a bluish, maybe iridescent type of a look. So I have these two LA Colors palettes. These are the 12 color eyeshadow palettes, and I have Supernatural and Urban. These are from a recent haul. And then also from a recent haul, I have two of the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuits. So between these products, I'm gonna try to come up with a look. So first thing I'm gonna do is go into this lightest shade right here in the Supernatural palette. Just kind of put that all over my lid. It's been a while since I've used one of these 12 color eyeshadow palettes. That's really a pretty pigmented white shade. That is what I do love about these little 12 color eyeshadow palettes. There's a lot of redundance in them, like, you know, there's a lot of shades that kind of look alike, but I like that they always have a really dark shade and a really light shade. That's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine when a palette does not have that, and there are a lot that don't. A lot of palettes that I love that don't, but I do like when they have a really light and a really dark shade. So the next shade that I'm going to go into is this shade right here. These two here are very similar. This one's a little bit more green. That one's a little bit more sky blue. And so it really doesn't matter which one I use, but I'm going to kind of go up to the crease with that shade right there. That's actually really pretty pigmented. I remember I used to have this palette and then I had decluttered it, and I recently put it back in my collection, and I remember really liking it. There is quite a bit of fallout, but that's okay. A lot of palettes do. We'll just clean it up. Ooh, there's a lot. Oh my goodness. Part of it might be the brush that I'm using too, and I'm just naturally kind of messy anyway and heavy-handed with my eyeshadow. That's really pretty though. Very pigmented, but very soft at the same time. So the first person that was actually a second choice for the role was Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side. Of course, that movie was based on a true story. I think it's Michael Orr. I think he played, I don't know if he still is playing currently or is still with the Baltimore Ravens, but I believe he was with the Baltimore Ravens for a long time. You know, so it was about his life and his family. But originally, apparently, Julia Roberts was offered the role. So apparently Julia Roberts got the script in 2006 and had absolutely no interest in doing the role. So Sandra Bullock, of course, famously accepted the role of the lead character Leanne. In 2010, she won the Oscar for Best Actress for the role. I did see that movie and it was very, very good, and she was amazing, amazing in that movie, as she is in like everything she does. I absolutely love her. And I'm gonna go into this like really bright blue shade right here. And then I'll probably end up doing a darker shade to kind of smoke it out a bit. I'm gonna kind of keep this low and kind of towards the middle outside. I don't feel this is as pigmented as the other shade. Has just as much fallout, but I don't think it's quite as much pigmented. Let me try a different brush. No, it's just not quite as pigmented. I don't think I'm gonna end up using the other palette. So I'm gonna go into the darkest shade in this palette and kind of see if we can't smoke this out some, kind of see how this shade is. Kind of nice. It's soft, it's not very offensive, but it is going on very smooth. It's not really blotchy, which is really good. So of course a more recent movie was A Star is Born, starring Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. So apparently Beyonce was originally supposed to play the lead of Allie Main, and in that version I guess Clint Eastwood was set to be the director, but apparently it got delayed, it never materialized. And when it came back to fruition, Lady Gaga was cast. She got a Best Actress nomination, and she ended up winning the Oscar for Best Original Song with Shallow, of course. And now, you know, I couldn't imagine that, you couldn't imagine that movie without that song. You know, it's just so quintessential to that movie. And I guess if, you know, if Lady Gaga was not cast in it, that song wouldn't have been. It would have been something completely different. And I'm sure Beyonce would have done an amazing job, just like she did with Dreamgirls and everything she does, you know. But yeah, Lady Gaga did a phenomenal job. So I'm gonna smoke this out just a little bit more with this recent find at the Dollar Tree. It's a hard candy single in Night Out. It's a slightly shimmery black. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on the outer part of my eye. And then I think I'm gonna try to concentrate some more blue with my finger on the inner part. That's not really a whole lot more pigmented than the LA Colors, really. I'm gonna take a little bit of that blue that we tried earlier and kind of just try to apply it with my finger. Oh, that goes on much more pigmented. Okay. You know, sometimes when in doubt, you know, sometimes your fingers just are your best tools. with eyeshadow. It's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more what I am looking for. I knew this palette had it in her. Okay, that's a whole lot prettier. I'm gonna do the same thing with the lighter color on the inner part. Wow, that is really pretty. I don't even know if the camera picks it up. There's a slight, ever so hint of a shimmer in these shadows. And I don't know if just because they have a little bit of shimmer, this helps, but that, you know, putting them on with a finger really helps. I'm gonna do the same thing with the dark color, if you don't mind. It's almost like it's a very watercolor type effect so far, you know? Nothing too sharp, nothing too, you know, it's very watercolor-esque. Of course, when you put them on with a finger, they make less mess that way under your eyes, I find. I think I'm gonna end up going with Goldie. I kind of put the swatches kind of near some of the eyeshadow. So I think I'm gonna do some of that on the inner corner and the inner half of my eye. I'm not gonna put it quite on the inner corner yet. I'm gonna wait until we can finish the face, but I will go ahead and put it on the inner half of my eye. I like to use a brush with these types of liquid shadows. That's really pretty. So another second choice actor for a super big role was Russell Crowe in The Gladiator. So Mel Gibson was the first choice for that role, but of course Russell Crowe went on to actually play it, and he won an Oscar for Best Actor, and that was in 2001. So I feel a little bit of mess, but I think this look is gonna be beautiful when it's done. So we're gonna take a break on the eyes. I'm gonna add some mascara, a little bit of liquid liner, and some lashes, and I will be right back. Okay, so I got my lashes on. I did have to trim them a little bit, which I usually always have to do with the Ionis. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the face. So I have repurchased the Sassy plus Chic BB Cream. This is in light, and of course I've used this before, and I am going to be comparing it with the new color BB cream, which I'm pretty sure is the same product, but I do want to double check it. But we're going to use this today. So before I use that, I'm actually going to use some color correctors, and I always forget to put them on under my foundation, unlike concealer, so I'm going to use those today. I've got a couple of them. So I've got 3 of the Wet n Wild color correctors. I'm going to use this one here for under my eyes. I'm going to use this one here for like my cheeks and kind of where I have some redness. And then I'm also going to put that one on there. This one brightens dullness. So I'm just going to kind of give these all a try. I believe I have already used the green one, but I think, again, I used it on top of my foundation. Just forgot to put it underneath. So I'm going to do the one underneath my eyes first. I'm going to put it on with a finger first. And I kind of like the applicators it comes with. I have several of the Mega Cushion products that I found at the Dollar Tree. I've got a highlighter that I have not used yet. And of course, I've got the foundations. They are wonderful. At least I really enjoy them. So now I'm gonna use the green one for just this little bit of, you know, I get a little bit of redness on my skin. Color correctors always look kind of weird when you put them on. That's why they're really, I guess, designed to go under your foundation, because the colors, you know, they do neutralize and cancel out, but you wouldn't want to just be with a color corrector and nothing else. Still not quite sure how I feel about color correctors, to be quite honest. And then lastly, I'm going to use the one here for dullness, and I'm just going to kind of put that kind of all over too on my forehead because I didn't put anything up there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put on the BB cream. So I do have a damp applicator here. So let's go ahead and put on the BB cream and see if I can start looking a little normal. So one of my all-time favorite movies is Forrest Gump. Absolutely love Forrest Gump. And of course, Tom Hanks. I mean, I could never imagine that movie ever with anybody else other than Tom Hanks. I don't think any of us could. But apparently, John Travolta was originally offered the role, and he turned it down. And he was asked at one point after the movie was out and everything if he regretted his decision, and he said no because he knew that it created careers and it was just an amazing movie the way it ended up, and that he ended up, you know, just accepting something else and doing something else. So he did not regret it, which was good, and I couldn't imagine it anyway. I'm a little bit of an anomaly with these Dollar Tree products that come in like light, medium, dark. I can wear the light or the medium, which is great. I guess I'm just very basic and average. So I do have another Mega Cushion product. This is the contour. I also have the highlight as well, but I'm not using that. This is in Cafe Au Soleil, and I've only swatched it. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this as a contour. I'm just gonna kind of go a little light-handed. I don't like it with the sponge. I probably would like it better if I applied it with like a brush or something like that. I generally like a cream contour, but I feel like it went on a little splotchy, and I feel like I've rubbed away some of my foundation. So I'm gonna need to work with that probably a little bit more, and like I said, use kind of like a brush like this to apply it. So the jury's still kind of out on that. Like I said, I think I'm gonna have to just do a different technique. I do feel this side here came out better than this side. But that's okay, we are just gonna move on as we always do. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some bronzer and then blush. So for bronzer, I think I used this one time in a video. It's a recent Dollar Tree find. It's by Hard Candy. It's the Fox in a Box in Party Girl. It's kind of shimmery, it smells amazing. It smells like Cocoa Pebbles. And of course the packaging is very cute, very reminiscent of Benefit. So we're just gonna go in this. Like I said, it's a little shimmery, but it does have some color payoff, which is nice. And I have not been minding more like shimmery blushes and bronzers lately, if they have a color payoff. So another second choice was none other than Halle Berry in the movie Monsters Ball. So for her portrayal of Letitia Musgrove, I think I'm saying that name right, that's the character in that movie that she played in 2001. In 2002, that role won her an Academy Award for Best Actress, which of course made her the first woman of color to win Best Actress at the Academy Awards. So just amazing. So the fact that she almost played it is crazy, and the role actually almost went to Angela Bassett. But Angela Bassett was not comfortable with the role, so she turned it down, and I'm sure she would have done an amazing job. I mean, it's Angela Bassett. I mean, come on. But she was not comfortable with the role, so she did turn it down, and it went to Halle. So the rest is history. Literally history. So for blush, I'm gonna use this LA Colors blush sticks. I've used this a time or two on my channel. I think it's in the shade Flushed. So I'm gonna take a brush. And this is really what I need to do with the cushion contour, is use a brush, because some of these products just go on so much better on a light hand and very, very soft. I haven't really used much cream blushes, but except this one, and I love it. I love it, I love it. So another second choice is Emma Stone in La La Land. So for the character Mia Dolan, Emma Watson was actually the first choice. But she could not commit to the movie because she had already committed to playing Belle in the live action Beauty and the Beast movie, which is also wonderful. So it all worked out just perfectly, as it always does. So for highlight, I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder. This is in You Glow Girl, so it's kind of like a pinkish shade. I also have like a gold, and I've not used this yet, but it looks amazing. Oh, and it's beautiful. So apparently the character Viola de Lesseps in the movie Shakespeare in Love, which was of course played by Gwyneth Paltrow, was actually again offered to none other than Julia Roberts. And she was actually set to do it for some time. Like she had agreed to it and was gonna do it. But I guess the movie like changed hands. It ended up going to Miramax. And at that point, Gwyneth apparently became the first choice at that point. So, but when that happened, Gwyneth kind of drug her feet and didn't quite commit to it right away. So they actually offered it to Kate Winslet, who turned it down. Then they ended up getting Gwyneth on board, and of course, again, the rest is history. So I'm gonna do a little bit of contour on the bottom. I feel like it'll help clean up like any of like what the contour did. Just very light. And get a little bit of highlight there. Can never go wrong adding a little bit of highlight to accentuate your bone structure, or sometimes what we feel we lack in bone structure. So I'm gonna use the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Bake, Brighten, and Set Loose Finishing Powder. This is in Banana. Again, this is another find from the Dollar Tree. I've done a lot of hauls, and I will have my entire Dollar Tree makeup and haul playlist linked down below. So you can binge watch more Dollar Tree videos. Also my Makeup and Celebrity Sunday playlist I'll have down below as well. But I've found a ton of hard candy and Wet n Wild as well, like the Mega Glow and all those kinds of products. So it's just been amazing lately. Okay, so we're gonna go back and finish up the eyes and then the lips, and we'll be done. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my LA Colors Auto Liner in black and just kind of line in my waterline. Out of all of the pencil liners at the Dollar Tree, especially LA Colors, this one's the best, for sure, especially in the waterline. I used to not really like this liner, but it's really not bad. I don't know if they changed their formula at one point, but as you can see, it really did a very good job in my waterline. So now I'm gonna do a little bit of shadow under my eyes. I think I kind of wanna go a little bit blue. I think I wanna, might as well just go all out for this look, right? So I'm just gonna take like a compact brush. I think I'm gonna mix these two shades right here and then just like dust it in right on the edge of that waterline. So Jennifer Lawrence was of course in Silver Linings Playbook, and this movie was actually apparently produced by Harvey Weinstein from what I understand, and Anne Hathaway was actually the original choice. But she left the project, and I'm not sure 100% if it was because of all the Weinstein stuff. It probably was. I don't really know 100%. But of course, Jennifer Lawrence took the project on, and she won an award for Best Actress in 2013. I'm gonna use this light shade and kind of concentrate it under my brow bone, just to kind of brighten it up just a bit. And I'm gonna put some more of that liquid Catsuit on the inner corners. And I kind of realized, like, especially if I'd use this color as well, my eyes kind of match my earrings. I did not intend for that, but that is how it worked out. So I'm gonna take a little brush for this. Man, this eye look started off as a mess, and as always, we turned it around. It's amazing what just completing it will do, you know? Sometimes we just want to give up and start over, but you know, a lot of times you can save it, you know? Things don't have to be perfect for it to look fabulous. So I'm just gonna finish off the lips, and I've got one more actor that was a second choice. And before I get into that, I'll let you know what I'm gonna be using on my lips today. It's the LA Colors High Shine Shea Butter Lip Gloss. This is in Playful. I got this in another shade at Five Below on a recent haul. And so I'm just gonna keep this really simple and just put on this gloss. I'm excited to try it. So the last one is Daniel Day-Lewis, who played Lincoln. He was nominated for 3 Oscars for that movie and that role, and he won one of them. And this movie was directed by Steven Spielberg, and Liam Neeson was offered the role and turned it down. You know, Liam Neeson is great, you know, he's one of the best. But I could not imagine, we saw this movie in theaters, which we don't go to the theater very often, but he did an amazing job. I couldn't picture anybody else having played that role. He did so well, you know, and of course he ended up winning awards for his role, and it was just absolutely meant to be. So, oh, that lip gloss is beautiful. I love that. I'm excited to try the other shade as well. It's like I said, it's more of a nude. That's beautiful. Not sticky, tastes good. I think it was like $3. And the color is really pretty, it's shiny, doesn't feel sticky, all that good stuff, so love it. So I hope you enjoyed another Makeup and Celebrity Sunday, this time focusing on some second choice actors and actresses that played iconic roles and actually went on to win Oscars and Academy Awards and all that good stuff. So I hope you had fun with this. I will compile another list at some point because this happens all the time. So this can be kind of an ongoing theme, which is always fun. And we got to play with some new products, most of which are from the Dollar Tree, and at the very least, extremely affordable. So yeah, I think we kind of came up with a fun look for today using some very inexpensive, just downright cheap makeup. So if you did enjoy this, show me you did by hitting that like button. Again, don't forget to check out my Makeup and Celebrity Sunday playlist and my Dollar Tree Makeup and Haul playlist, linked down below in the description box. If you enjoy videos like this and you enjoy Dollar Tree oriented makeup and haul content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.